Did you know that rail tracks existed before steam locomotives were built? The earliest rails were not used by trains at all, but by horse-drawn wagons in mines and industrial areas in Britain. These early rails, first made of wood and later of iron, allowed heavy loads like coal and ore to be moved more easily than on ordinary roads. By the late 18th century, Britain was in the midst of the Industrial Revolution. Factories were producing goods at unprecedented rates, and mines were extracting increasing quantities of coal and iron. However, transportation was a serious challenge. Roads were poor, carts were slow, and hauling heavy materials over long distances was costly and inefficient. Industry needed a better solution. This led to the work of Richard Trevithick, a British engineer and inventor born in 1771 in Cornwall, England. Cornwall was a major mining region, and from a young age Trevithick was exposed to steam engines used for pumping water out of mines. Unlike many engineers of his time, Trevithick believed that steam engines could be improved by using high-pressure steam, which made them smaller, lighter, and more powerful than the low-pressure engines common at the time. Trevithick began experimenting with compact high-pressure steam engines that did not require large external condensers. His ambition was to build an engine that could move under its own power. In 1801, he and his collaborators built a steam-powered road vehicle known as the Puffing Devil, which was one of the first self-propelled steam-powered machines in history. Although it was unreliable and not practical for regular use, it showed that steam power could be used for transportation. Encouraged by this, Trevithick turned his attention to rails. He realized that rails could support heavy loads more efficiently than ordinary roads, and that combining a high-pressure steam engine with a rail vehicle could create a new form of transport. In 1804, Trevithick built the world's first steam locomotive, an engine designed to run on rails. This locomotive was tested on the Penydarren Tram Road, also called the Merthyr Tram Road, in South Wales, United Kingdom. On 21st February 1804, Trevithick's steam locomotive successfully hauled 10 tons of iron, 5 wagons, and about 70 people along a distance of approximately 9.75 miles, about 15.2 kilometers, from the ironworks at Penydarren to the junction with the Merthyr Canal at Navigation, Abercynon. This was the first recorded journey of a steam-powered locomotive on rails. The locomotive used a high-pressure steam boiler to push a piston connected to the wheels. Exhaust steam was released through a chimney, which helped draw air through the firebox and improved the engine's efficiency. Although simple in design, this basic principle became the foundation for steam locomotives used for the next century. Despite this historic achievement, the locomotive faced serious practical problems. The engine was heavy, about 5 tons, and the cast-iron rails of the time were not strong enough to support it. As a result, the rails frequently broke under the locomotive's weight. After its initial demonstration, the locomotive was used only a few times as an experiment, and traffic on the tram road returned to horse-drawn wagons. Trevithick's invention did not bring him immediate fame or fortune, and he struggled financially later in life. However, his work laid the foundation for future developments. Inspired by engineers like Trevithick, others continued to improve steam locomotives, stronger rails, and railway systems. In 1825, the first public railway, the Stockton and Darlington Railway in England, opened, proving that steam rail transport could be commercially viable, reliable, and revolutionary. The creation of the first steam-powered train was not a single moment in history, but the result of centuries of innovation, experimentation, and engineering insight. Richard Trevithick was the first to successfully demonstrate that a high-pressure steam engine could power a vehicle on rails, launching the railway age and forever changing the way the world moves.